There you go. Okay. Who's laughing at me? Somebody's laughing at me. Okay. Let's talk last night's NBA Finals. Game 3. Let's get it together, Jenna. The Heat already down 0-2 in the series. Also down 2 starters, Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic. Jimmy Butler did not care. He carried the Heat. 40 points, 11 rebounds, 13 assists. Miami wins Game 3, 115-104. They climb right back into the series. Here is Jimmy Butler on his takeaway from the win.
Everybody remembers winning. That's it. I don't care how many points you score. All I care if you win or loss. And for us, we're all about winning. We are. I say it all the time, and I mean it. The guys that we have, the group that Coach Pat and Coach Bo put together, it's always to win, nothing else. So I hope the next game I score 0 and y'all talk all y'all want to talk and we win, so I can come up here and say the same thing.
I know how resilient that bunch is and how resilient their coaching staff is and their franchise. So, I don't ever feel like we went into it and haven't, let our guard down and also I don't feel like we're concerned. We're not concerned. We know we can play a lot better. And we have another opportunity to take a command and lead on Tuesday. So you relish that opportunity.
All right, Nick, I know you predicted a gentleman's sweep here. I know you said this would go 5 games. But being down 2 star players, are you surprised that Miami Heat were able to play the way they did and beat the Lakers last night?
No. The Lakers let their guard down. I'm a little surprised, and I will give the Heat credit. I thought the Heat, because the bubble is so odd, and because guys, I think, really do at this point want to get home to their families, and because the Heat know they can't win the series, I thought there was a chance they packed it in. But that's not who the Miami Heat are. That's not who Jimmy Butler is, and I want the audience to understand what Jimmy Butler did last night. That was one of the greatest finals games ever by a player who's not an all-time great player, if that makes sense. So if you remove Michael and Shaq and LeBron and Duncan, like the all-time, call it the top 20 guys of all time, this goes up there with some of the best finals performances we've ever seen by a guy who is not a pantheon guy. He was the best player on the court last night in a game with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And in regards to LeBron James and Anthony Davis, Brandon, listen, LeBron was wildly sloppy with the ball in the first and the fourth quarters, and AD sleptwalked through the game. Can't take 3 shots in the paint and get to the free throw line once. It just can't happen. So it was a bad game by the Lakers. Luckily for them, they have followed their losses this postseason with a 6-game winning streak, a 4-game winning streak, and a 6-game winning streak, a 4-game winning streak, and a 6-game winning streak, I think, something along those lines, or 6-4-4. And they only need to follow this one with a 2-game winning streak, which they will. They'll win tomorrow, and they'll go up 3-1. But Jimmy deserves a ton of credit. LeBron was sloppy with the ball, and AD didn't play like it was a finals game, to be totally candid.
Yeah, Nick, when we previewed the finals, there was 2 players I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch the hottest offensive player in the bubble and the hottest defensive player in the bubble. Neither played last night. Bam, due to injury, and AD, I mean, I don't know what his deal was. 15 points, 5 boards. I mean, that's just unacceptable. And to your point, like his energy and his approach was like he was just playing in a preseason game. They need to correct that ASAP. But when you look at Jimmy Butler, it's almost like he embraces inner LeBron James. And what I mean by that is LeBron can score at will in the paint. Jimmy Butler looked like he was a man amongst boys out there just doing whatever he wanted in the paint, lowering his shoulder, backing people down, just totally unstoppable. But I think for them, the defining moment started before the season. Jimmy Butler brings a tenacity, a leadership, an energy that no other player can bring to that organization. And camp, the Heat are known for, one of the hardest conditioning tests in all of sports. He failed that conditioning test. And what did he do the next day and the days that follow? He got up every morning at 4:30 and he started to work by himself until his team started to come in. That was a trickle-down effect. And that mentality, you can see it resonate not only with the players, but also the coaches. Jimmy Butler is a dog, and he needs to be respected. I think people respect him. I don't think they have enough for the finals, but definitely we need to talk about this guy because he's doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, Nick, I still think the Heat have a small chance. Am I going to come up here and have like a miniature parade because they won a game? No. But they've got a small chance. They got a small chance.
No chance.
Lakers missed 28 threes. We know they can run cold. They went 0 for 13 at one point in game 2, and they turned the ball over 19 times. And somebody, we're going to go blind reveal time, Nick, a little trivia contest on First Things First. Everybody get your pencils out at home. 2 players last night.
Anthony
Nick, who do you think we got here? Take your best guess.
Anthony Davis and Kelly Olynyk
How did
is
you
my
know
guess.
that? That is
Because it was a big
correct
story that
answer,
Olynyk
Nick.
had 17
Anthony
points.
Davis and Kelly Olynyk. It's not a good sign when the person that you're talking about being the finals MVP gets their biggest highlight from high-fiving themselves on the sidelines. He needs to show up. I actually think it was a good sign for LeBron, and that it's like, AD doesn't show up. It's obviously my team. I feel like LeBron takes the lead in the horse race for finals MVP, Nick. Do you think this hurts Anthony Davis's overall finals MVP chances?
That's good.
Oh, yeah. Listen, LeBron was already in the lead, but this probably killed it. I mean, for Anthony Davis. You can't have a 15. Listen, you're only allowed to have a 15-point per game in the finals and win finals MVP if you're getting it for guarding LeBron James. That's how Iggy got it. That's how Kawhi Leonard got it. But in general rules, you can't have that type of game win finals MVP. We know the rules. But I'm going to tell you 2 quotes, Brandon, both of which that I think are going to be a problem for the Heat. One is Jimmy Butler late in the 4th quarter saying, quote, "You're in trouble." Now, after the game, he was like, no, LeBron said it to me first. So it was just me responding, okay, that's fine. That's great. You're in trouble. Okay, let's see how that plays in game 4. And after the game, LeBron, and we played this sound, a very nonchalant, "We're not concerned." That's a first cousin of when they were playing the Raptors years ago when he said, "I have faced adversity in my career. This ain't it." LeBron James is still confident enough that he is live tweeting Browns Cowboys leading up to Game 3 of the NBA Finals.
That's why he walked off the court.
I don't think Game 4 is going to be a problem.
He was so confident, Nick, that before the game was even over, LeBron James was like, I'm just about done here. Final 10 seconds ticked off the clock. LeBron just walks off the court, started heading to the locker room. Well, he got asked about it afterwards. Take a listen to this.
Yeah, LeBron, when you walked off the court with about 10 seconds left, was that frustration or did you think the game was over?
Both.
That's honest. That's honest. That's
LeBron
honest,
didn't
Nick.
know the game was
that's
over.
an issue.
In time management. Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Was LeBron walking off? Was it something or nothing last night?
This is so dumb. And you can't see it because we've got that bar on the bottom. The official clock went to zeros. And it was a clock malfunction. They had to put 0.7 back on it. By that point, LeBron's gone. This is people who are like, oh, what about, it's like Isaiah Thomas against the Bulls. That was the end of the series, and a bleep you to the Bulls. That what, Brandon? This is so dumb.
You gotta stay.
This is not a thing.
This is a thing, and you know what? It reminds me of the 2009 Eastern Conference Finals when he was playing against the Orlando Magic, and he walked off the court and he didn't shake their hands. This is bad. This is not the LeBron James we know. He's too good of a leader to do this.